Alright guys, you're watching Fishing with Cash. It's 4th of July weekend. It's going to be busy on the water. I'm busy with work, so I'm probably not going to go out and get any fishing done this weekend. But instead, I decided to do a video on my top 5 favorite lures for the month of July. It is 4th of July weekend, so I got some neighbors outside, so hopefully you guys don't pick that up. But if you do, it is what it is, unfortunately. But let's get underway. So my first July bait that I like doing, I'm going to start off deep, is some kind of deep diving crankbait. I like the Strike King 5s and 6s, X5, X6 to be specific. They just work really well. I like them in a white. I like the chartreuse, and I also will sometimes throw kind of like a shad color, kind of blackish white, and sometimes even I have used one that's Tennessee shad color. So the reason why these guys shine in July is because it's hot out in summer. Bass, and even where I live, pike, are going deeper. They're looking for cooler water. Now some fish will stay shallow all throughout the year, and some are going to go deeper. This guy's going to go anywhere from around, I believe it's 15 to 20 feet. I want to say it's more like 20 feet. And a lot of my lakes around here get up to about 50, 60 feet deep. So that's like perfect for me. It goes down where I need it to be, where those fish are going to be at this time of year on a hot, hot day. You can cast these guys out, drag them down to the bottom, reel them in, stop them. You can twitch them a little bit, give them some action here and there. And you can also troll with them, which is one of my favorite ways to cover water, is just by trolling. Just throw this guy on, cast it out. I just cover a lot of water that way. One of my other favorite ways to get down deep into the water column is by using a lipless crankbait. So this guy is the Rapala, Rip and Wrap. And I've got a few other ones that I use, but I do really like this one a lot. I think they got nice color profiles. I think they work really well. I caught my PB pike actually earlier this year on one at night. So that one was a gold and purple one, and that was the bigger size. I think it was a size below that. So, but I mean, they work great. I've caught a lot of bass on them as well too. They work well. Cast it out, let it sink, rip it up out of the weeds. You know, they make bigger ones, they're going to be heavier. So if you're fishing deeper, you want one of the bigger ones. They're going to sink better than the lighter and smaller ones. These guys are great for getting down in that water column, just like a deep diving crankbait. They work well. It's great for this time of year when you got to get deep down into the water column. So some fish like to go deep, and some like to stay up towards the surface and in more shallow waters. One of my favorite top water lures to use from July and even through August, I will throw this, is a storm chug bug. A storm chug bug is what I caught my personal best bass on last year, summer. And it was in late July or early August, but I will throw this throughout July and also through August. It's like a popper, but it's a little bit of a bigger profile. I just think it works better. I like the action more out of these than a popper. Poppers have their time and place. Poppers work, in my opinion, just better in June through July. And I think that these guys are just better. I think that they're better. I think they're shit better. I think they react better. And I think it's just a nicer, bigger target for the fish to hit. And I've had everything from smaller bass to big bass, my PB, hit this lure. It doesn't matter the fact that it's bigger than a popper. You can get a lot of good colors with these guys too. Same with poppers, don't get me wrong. But with these guys though, I like them more. I like the rattlers more on the Storm Chug Bug. I think that the color selection is better. I like the Fire Tiger. I think this one might be called Frog is what Storm calls it. But I like the Fire Tiger a lot. I like to throw a white, or in some cases, I even like to throw a black Chug Bug. Especially when it's overcast, or even if it's like just really, really, really bright and sunny. So for example, today right now, it's really cloudy actually. So I would be throwing something extremely dark. So the way that this guy works, you throw it out, and you just kind of twitch your rod. Just go, and it makes, like a popper, it just kind of pops, and it chugs through the water. So another lure that you can get to throw in either shallower water or in deeper water, if you get a heavier one, is a swim jig. It's bass fishing 101. It's just a great go-to throughout all of summer, especially in July. Gets down, let it crawl on the bottom, hop it up, just keep on bouncing it. And you can get some that have a more flatter head as well too. I have a few of those as well too. And you can skip with them under docks, which is a lot of times where bass that are staying shallow will hide because of how hot it gets. They want to be under cover. They want to be under structure. Wherever there is shade, that's where they want to be. So an honorable mention I'll give that is a good option instead of just jig is a chatterbait. And I will throw that all throughout the year. Anywhere from white to chartreuse to green pumpkin for the chatterbait as well. And also, if I'm night fishing or if it's really heavily overcast or dark water, I will also sometimes throw a black and blue. I find that those work especially well. The main reason why I would throw a jig as opposed to a bladed jig is because of however windy it is, however much commotion I got in the water. Is it really super choppy or is it really calm? If it's calm, I'm going to throw this. And if there's nobody else out in the water, that's creating a bunch of noise. Now, if I want to, go against that, if I got a lot of noise on the water, if I got a lot of waves, I will throw a chatterbait. The only downside to a chatterbait is that you cannot skip it under docks. It just doesn't work very well for skipping. All right, and now time for my favorite topwater of all time. That lure goes to a Headon Spook. So now, Headon Spook is by far my favorite topwater lure. I have been in love with this thing as early as I can remember when I started to learn how to fish. This is just a fantastic walk the dog style lure. With a Headon Spook, I will primarily throw black 90% of the time. Very often do I deviate away from black. The only time I would is if I realize that it's not actually getting me any bites. Otherwise, I'll go to a white baby bass, so it's kind of got a green underbelly with white on that one. If you guys don't know what a walk the dog motion is, you cast it out, just keep on twitching your rod. And what it'll do is it'll go side to side. And you can pause this, and it'll float, and it'll stay there. With a Headon Spook, it is a fail-safe. I feel 100% confident in one of these guys, and if I don't catch it, I at least have them taking swipes at it. It does not matter if it's a bass or a pike, they will just go after this thing. And it is fun to fish, and nothing's more exciting than a topwater blow-up. And my all-time absolute favorite summer lure to use, a stick bait. Specifically as a Wacky Rig. I've done a video before on the Wacky Rig, which I'll leave at the end of the video for you guys to watch if you guys are interested. Some guys just take a hook. I like an octopus hook. Size 1 specifically is ideal for this. Some guys go right through the bait. I don't like doing that because I just go through so many of these guys. Now what you can do is you can go out and get a tool for a Wacky Rig. Just look up Wacky Rig tool. You can get them on Amazon, you can get them at Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop, wherever you shop. And they come with a little plastic ring. And what you do, I don't have the tool outside here with me, but you basically stick it in, you slide it down, and you want to get it in the middle. And what I like doing with this one, with this specific color, what I find works great is don't go straight up like this, where it's perfect, even, where it's the shiny stuff on top. What I find works really well is having it kind of sideways, so it kind of looks like a dying fish. Cast it out, let it sink, give it twitches, give it some hops. You can also do an Alabama shake as well too with it, and you'll catch plenty of bass doing it that way. By far, my favorite lure in summer. And one of the other great benefits of it is that you can skip it under docks with ease. And what I would recommend with this guy is a medium or medium light with fluorocarbon line 8-pound test. Alright guys, thank you for watching Fishing with Cash this week. I really appreciate that you guys tune in and watch these videos. And please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. I'll see you next week. And I may or may not have a video. All depends once again on workflow. I'm busy with the holiday coming up. It's 4th of July week that we're going into right now. So I'm probably going to be swamped. I may or may not get out on the water. I may or may not have time to do a video. So thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.